Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to the final palace breakdown video. You might be thinking, but wait, there are still 3 more palaces and the final dungeon. Yes, there are, but after Futaba's palace, there isn't any more information to add on to help you on your run. After this, you should be fully prepared for the rest of the game with all the knowledge you've gained thus far. Just remember to get stronger personas, items, and money farm and mementos whenever you get the chance to. So Futaba's palace will be the 4th palace you visit on your journey as the Phantom Thieves. This palace is actually easier than Kanashiro's palace, so there's even less to say. Cognitive Wakaba, the boss, can be somewhat hard, but we'll be preparing for the battle, so you'll be ready. This palace will consist of 3 visits. The first visit is a scouting mission, and you don't get any items. The second visit will be your full run through the palace, so you'll need to upgrade your party's equipment. Since I will be using Anne, Makoto, and Yusuke for the boss fight, I will only be upgrading their gear, and the main characters of course. I only bought 1 dog watch kimono and 1 retention vest, since you'll find one of each of these items in a locked chest in Futaba's palace later. For the actual run of the palace, my party consisted of Morgana, Ryuji, and Yusuke, which will cover a majority of the Shadow's weaknesses, and the main character covering the rest. The only enemy you have to watch out for is Anubis, since he does not have any weaknesses and does a lot of damage with his AoE skills. You'll have to use Lucky Punch to knock him down. The main concern with this run will be personas and minimizing the cost of creating what you need. Although money shouldn't be a thing you have to worry about due to the last trip you made to Mementos, I would still recommend getting more money in this run as it will only help you. First, you need a Sandman with high luck, then a persona for the boss, which we will get into in a bit, and a fortune persona to rank up your fortune confidant. You'll need a persona that knows a curse attack in case you run into the jewel demon Stone of Scone. This is a level 20 fortune persona you can immediately obtain. If you don't find a Stone of Scone, don't worry, it's not a big deal. You'll just have to fuse Clotho after you turn level 26, which should occur after you defeat Cognitive Wakaba. Unfortunately, there aren't any red shadows you can use to effectively grind for experience. I had to fight 2 Anubises here. No thanks. But at this point, you should have 4 SP Adhesives 3s, so leveling shouldn't be a problem. Just fight every shadow you come across if you want levels. Even when avoiding some shadows, I was able to get to level 24 by the time I left, with about 1400 experience needed for level 25, and I was able to hit level 27 after defeating Cognitive Wakaba. After you hit level 27, you have a lot of options for fusing Clotho, but the cheapest one will be fusing Silky and Pixie if you don't have any other personas on hand. The next persona to fuse is Sandman with Confuse Boost and Palimpa, since he has the highest luck out of all the personas you can make at the moment. If you've been keeping up with strengthening your Omaraki, it should be level 15 after you beat Wakaba. Next, you'll need to fuse Rakshasa if you didn't get one from Kanashiro's palace. Rakshasa can also be created from quite a few different recipes, but the cheapest would be combining an Oni and a Queen's Necklace. If you never found a Queen's Necklace in Kanashiro's palace, you'll probably require a few different fusions to make it, so I'll just provide a link to the fusion calculator for you to find the best option. Once you have both personas, it's time to fuse them into Sandman. I would create a save if you want to mess around with getting the most luck, but I don't think it matters too much. You should now be able to make more money from mementos in order to easily meet your monetary goals. Next, we'll need to create a persona that fits your playstyle against Wakaba. At this point, you'll have a few options as to what to make. Your first option is to create a persona that nulls or absorbs wind to nullify Wing Blast and the Dizzy status. The Dizzy status will cause problems due to it causing all of Wakaba's physical damage to be technicals. You should have access to Matador in the compendium from completing the twins' requests, so he's a really good persona to use if you don't want to make anything else. Your other option is to create Shiki Oji, which nulls all physical damage. A majority of the damage will come from Wakaba's physical attacks, Slam, Sphinx Swipe, and Sphinx Dive. If the main character also happens to get dizzy, the null physical will prevent any technical damage from occurring. After all that is done, fill in the rest of your slots as best you can to use for Gallos in the following days. When you send the calling card, you will immediately start the run for taking Futaba's heart, so we'll want to buy some items from Tay before that. Stock up on some Take Medical Z, and if you don't have any revival beads, buy some Revive Adrin since your team members might die. You'll also need some relax gels if you ran out during Kanashiro's fight, since she'll also have an AoE despair attack that she may use. Alert capsules will also come in handy if someone gets the dizzy effect, which can cause them to miss their turn on the catapult. Once you've prepared, it's time to fight the boss. Unlike the previous palaces, you'll have to get through some shadows before you can fight the boss. It's best to avoid them so you don't end up dying due to bad luck. I find that taking a left when the path forks will make dodging enemies a lot easier. You can choose whichever way works for you. If you decide to take all the treasure in the room, it's important you be very patient, since being impatient can lead to some enemy ambushes. That's all there is to Futaba's palace. As I've stated in the beginning, completing the remaining palaces will follow the same flow as the previous palaces. There are no more required personas, as everything you need should be set up already. Just remember to keep strengthening Sandman to get more luck as it levels up to get more money during mementos money farming. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or anything to add, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching, and good luck!